What's up, everybody? It's Omega from Omega's Gaming. Back at it again with another ESO video. Our last video we did um, Magic Templar as a healer. This time we're going to do DK as a tank. Um, my favorite tank is actually the Warden, but DK is tried and true, and it's still everybody's favorite tanking class. So I figured I'd go ahead and bring my DK tank back and kind of show you guys how I play them. It's a little bit different than most people do. So let's get into it. I'm primarily a magic tank. Got 20k max magicka, got 42k health, 15k stamina. Magic recovery is right about 1500. Unbuffed 25 and 22 resistances. And then I don't know why I have the Serpent on. I'm gonna change that to obviously the Atronach. So that'll give me like 1700 Magicka recovery. So getting into our sets, we are running 5 Seducers. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then Sword and Shield on both bars. I like Seducers because magic recovery, max magicka, and then the cost of your abilities. You can spam a lot of your abilities, and your healing is all magic, things like that. I mean, most of the stuff you do is magic. Stamina is mostly just used for blocking. So this will give you the ability, if you were the last person alive, to heal yourself whenever you need to. You can spam heals, you can pick people up. I mean, it's really easy. And then we're using Engine Guardian, 2-piece Engine Guardian. Engine Guardian is not used as much on tanks. People usually use like Pirate Skeleton or different things like that, but Engine Guardian is amazing because if I'm blocking and maybe I do get low on stamina, because when you're doing like 4-person dungeons, not everybody is running shards, and if you're running with pugs or whatever, you're gonna run into a lot of groups that aren't really set up properly. So this tank can really stand on its own. I don't necessarily need like the Templar spamming heals. I mean, I can kind of take care of myself. Same thing with my like stamina regen and all of that stuff. I don't have a problem with any of that. This is the same setup that I had gear wise on my Magicka Warden that I soloed Scoria with. It took a while, but I was able to solo Scoria, so it's a really good setup. The second 5-piece we're using is Plague Doctor. Now, I know Plague Doctor is going to take a huge hit in this upcoming patch. They're dropping that max health bonus. I think they're cutting it in half. So I will probably change Plague Doctors out. I haven't decided what I'm going to change it to yet. We'll have to see how the patch changes everything. I mean, it still might be really good, but there's a chance that I might change the Plague Doctors out. So we'll see. But as of right now, this is really good. If we buff up, we have 30,027. I think 32 is your cap. So you're right there on spell and physical. You're not too far away. You got plenty of health to heal off of and things like that. Skill-wise, on my front bar, I'm running Pierced Armor, Heroic Slash, Unrelenting Grip. I do this one that way if it doesn't pull the target, it restores the cost, so it's free. So I'm not accidentally wasting my magic. Absorb Magic, obviously. And then I have Choking Talons on my front bar. I use Choking for that 15% minor main for 6 seconds. It helps. I mean, you're locking everything down, and then you're reducing the damage that they're going to be doing to your party, so people will like you for using this. My back bar. My back bar is more of my buff/heal bar. I have Hardened Armor, Igneous Shield, Coagulating Blood, Absorb Magic, and Draw Essence. You really need to double bar this because you will lose that 8% increase in blocking and then the decrease cost by 8% if you don't double bar this, and there's always that chance you're going to be getting smacked up on this bar, so I always double bar this. This refunds magic and does a little bit of healing. And it can like stun enemies or whatever it does. But it's good. It's a little heal when stuff is around me. This is kind of a flex pod. You don't really have to use this. The two main things you're going to be spamming on this bar is Igneous Shield, because while this is up, you get Major Mending. It's only 3 seconds, but you're going to hit this and this, and just boom, boom. This actually heals pretty hard now. It's kind of fantastic. My ultimate on both bars is just Magma Shell for right now. It's always Magma Shell on my front bar, and then sometimes on my back bar I might run like Warhorn or something if the party needs it. But like I said, this is more set up for just regularly going into dungeons and working with random people. This will make it to where you can just survive on your own and have no problems. Going into champion points, we'll start in the blue tree. Blessed, 100%. Why do I have 100 into Blessed? Spamming those heals. Same thing with Elfborn, 100%. When I hit my 2 heals, I've healed myself for like 25,000. So when you crit heal, you could bring yourself back from, the very edge. And this is for, there's a lot of times where my group might die because of maybe the healer, or just things happen and sometimes shit goes wrong. I'm able to stay alive and pick everybody back up, so there's no wipes. That's one thing I hate doing is having to constantly start over. So as the tank, you're meant to take damage, but being able to hold your own and pick people up is what I think makes a really good tank personally. If everyone dies and you can't start picking people back up, there's no point. You know what I mean? This is a must. You have to have these. This is very important. I put 10 into the physical weapon expert just because you are going to do heavy and light attacks to get your stamina back, so it doesn't hurt whatsoever. It'll help with a little bit of, throw a little bit of damage in there. But that's not your main goal in the first place. 28% into Ironclad, or 28 points for that 12%. I do put some into Spell Shield. The reason I do this is because we're not wearing any like tank sets that give you a bunch of physical and spell resistance. Most of the stuff gives you health, healing, and then like magic cost reduction and things like that. But by placing 20 points into here, I'm able to get my spell shield up almost to the max. So there's no issues there. Thick-skinned, 12%, 12, 12. Try to keep everything relatively even, so it's just a damage across the board reduction. Nothing into Bastion. I'm not too worried about that. Heavy armor focus to bring my my defense to physical up. That's why it's up to 27. Like I said, putting points into these, like people say, like they're kind of useless, but they're actually really good because most of this stuff rounds down. That's why everything's like 12.08 and not like 12.9, because it's still 12 regardless. This stuff doesn't, because there's no rounding. It's a flat increase on your physical and spell resistance, and that's why I'm able to run these high recovery sets instead of really tanky sets, and I'm still tanky regardless. So I do 100 into Arcanist. The reason that I do this is because of the recovery. Like I said, I know that DKs get all of their, well, not all, but a big chunk of their health, magic, and stamina back when they use an ultimate. And depending on the cost, the greater the return. Well, there's going to be times your ultimate may not be up, and you need to spam some shit. So spam with the stuff that you're going to spam to save your life costs magic. So this right here is going to keep our magic up, and having 1700 recovery is not bad, especially in dungeons. In PvE, like PvP, you would want it to be a little bit higher if you were, a damage dealer. But here in dungeons as a tank, you're going to be blocking. While you're blocking, that magic is shooting right back up, and it's going to go up quick. And then as you generate your ultimates, you'll be good to go. I put 10 into Tenacity, just for more magicka and stuff on my heavy attacks. It's not a lot, but it does do a little bit. Now 100 into Reduced Cost of Blocking. I know people, you can put it elsewhere. this is the best place to put it. 25% is like huge. Um, there's no other place on here that's really worth like setting up, and you're a tank. I mean, you're gonna hold block a lot. Now, since we're primarily magic, we only have 15,000 um, stamina, and there's a reason for that. I'll explain later why it's kind of low. Um, it I mean, you're gonna start running low on stamina, and then you got 25% from here. You have 8% from your spell shield. Um, you're gonna be able to hold block for a long time, only having 15,000 stam. It kind of evens everything out. Like there's a method to the madness on why, I put the points where I put them. Um, food wise, I'm not using the normal food that people use. Um, actually, there isn't any food on right now. At least it doesn't show it. That is a problem. So food wise, I am using the Witch Mother's Potent Brew. This is what I like to use. It does drop my magic down a little bit to about 18,000, but I'm at 1833 on my magic recovery, and when I use the serpent, it'll put me right at like 2k. So I have 2,000 magic recovery, and 18 is plenty for spamming because I'm using that. You get the 8% cost reduction out of seducers, so there's really not a problem. I mean, you don't really run into magic issues. Stamina either. And the reason stamina, so you can put a cheap ultimate on here, maybe like Dragon Leap or something, just on your back bar, like just in case something goes wrong. You know what I mean? To where you need a regen. But we are also Argonian. Some of the big reasons that I pick Argonian, and I think it's one of the best tanks. You get more max magicka. We are a magicka tank. Okay. Now this is what helps with all the sustain and why I have so much of it. When you drink a potion, you restore 462 health, magic, and stamina. So we have health, magic, and stamina regen from our potions. We have about 2,000 magic recovery. We have a lot of stuff into tenacity and things like that. So when we heavy attack, we get our stamina back. And then we have our ultimates that give us health, magic, and stamina back. So at all times, you kind of have an oh shit button to where I could pop a potion, I can pop an ultimate, or I can do a lot of heavy attacks, and I'm able to get what I need to swap to my back bar and go ahead and heal up. Okay. It also increases your max health by 9% and poison and disease resistance. I don't know how much poison and disease damage there is in dungeons. I don't really pay attention to that, but the increased health by 9%, we're a tank, obviously. It's fucking fantastic. And then this increases your healing done and healing received by 5%. Now, like I said, you want to be able to hold your own if your entire group goes down. So I have 5% more healing, and then whenever my healer is giving me the heals, like say maybe they're new to healing or they're just not a strong healer, when they do hit me, it's going to heal me even more, giving them a little bit easier of a time. So all of this stuff together, I think, makes for a really good tank. It's very, very hard to kill. As long as you make sure that you keep all of your buffs up and everything, you're very tanky. Lots of regen. Also, too, I completely forgot on the list of things that give us stuff. So we have our potions, we have our heavy attacks, we have our ultimates, and we have Engine Guardian too. Completely forgot that Engine Guardian has that possibility to give us health, magic, or stamina back. So we have high regens. I mean, everything. Like it's very hard to run out of stuff. I haven't tried to use this as like a PvP tank. I mostly just do 4-person dungeons with this. I haven't tried any trials yet. I'll probably start on normal and see how it works, and then work my way into vet trials. But as of right now, this works really, really well. And I think it's something that everybody should try and see how they like. So go ahead, hit that like button, comment, subscribe. If there's any other videos that you guys would like to see, I jump on those really fast. The Magicka healer was a request that I had, and I think I got it done in the same day. So as long as I'm not at the fire station, I'm able to knock these out and get them done pretty fast. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Any questions, hit me up, and hopefully I'll see you in the game.